guys, it's me Chiku from Chiku Study Corner, and today we'll be dealing with the part 3 of organisms and population. That is chapter number 13 of biology class 12 CBSE. If you haven't watched part 1 and part 2 of the same chapter, make sure you watch it and then continue watching. So let's get started. In the previous sessions, what did we learn? We learned about what are the abiotic factors. Which all abiotic factors did we learn? We learned about temperature, we learned about water, we learned about light, we learned about soil. And what were these? These were factors. And there were two types, abiotic, biotic. Then what did we learn? We learned the responses. How many types of responses did we learn? The first one was what? Regulators, conformers, partial regulators, and then what all did we learn? We learned about migration, we learned about hibernation, etc. And then we learned about migration, avestation, etc. So that is what we dealt in the last last two sessions. So over here, what are we going to learn? Let's see. Today's topic, first thing is what is adaptation. So let's see what's adaptation. Adaptation is an ability of an organism to adapt to its surrounding as well, or adjust to its surrounding as well as reproduce young ones. So what is it? Adjust and reproduce. Okay, this is actually, adaptations are usually genetic. Okay, what are they? They are genetic. And also some of them shows physiological and what? Behavioral changes according to difference or change in the adaptations. So usually what is that genetic making, or what is the difference in plants that are in what? Deserts and tropical rainforest. These two have different maybe physiological and behavioral patterns. So let's see. So over here, for desert plants, what are they? They have a thick cuticle. So we'll write desert plants. Thick cuticle. Then what? Long roots. Needle-like leaves. Then what all do you see? Sunken stomata. But in the case of a tropical rainforest, what is there? There is no thick cuticle, there is no long roots. There are long roots for big plants, and there is no needle-like leaves. There is stomata is not sunken. Why are these three things for, or these two are for less transpiration? And what is this? To take water. And even this is for lower transpiration. Okay, so that is to talk about the adaptation that is physical. And also, have you seen when we human beings travel from a lower altitude, a higher altitude, you have faster breathing rate, faster heartbeats, nausea, sickness, dizziness, everything. You've got so many ill effects on your body when you move to higher altitudes. Why is that? Because our adaptation is to what? Is in the sea level. So our adaptation is to live in the sea level. When you move above, these would come up and these would go within time. So that is known as that, after coming in, then it goes back. No, there's no, you become normal. That is known as acclimatized. Okay. So that is to talk about adaptation. So there are various adaptations for all of us. Some are genetic. When you're born with a tail. Okay, hippopotamus have got thick skin, and let's say some animals have got long tails, so they can twist the what shoe the animals or the small insects that comes by. So there are so many adaptations to our body as well as body of organisms. So now let's see, we discussed about what's adaptation. So now let's see what's about population. There are so many factors affecting population, and how is population increasing, what all are the things that is required to understand population better. Let's see what's population. So the word population, what does that mean? We discussed in the beginning of this lesson. The word population means they are a group of organisms which can interbreed and reproduce young ones. That is known as population. So there are so many attributes that affect population. We'll list one by one. The first one is birth rate. Okay. The second one is death rate. The third one is age distribution. And the fourth one is sex ratio. So let's see. What is birth rate? That is increase in population per capita is known as birth rates. And so what would be death rates? The decrease in population per capita is known as death rate. So don't forget the definitions. So this is 1 mark questions that can be asked for your exam. So the first one is birth rate and death rate. So just change the terms increase and decrease for both. Increases for birth rate and decreases for death rate. Okay. Then we talk about the sex ratio. Sex ratio is also important because usually there is something known as you kill your female child, female feticide, when you know your baby that you're going to give birth is a girl, it's been aborted. That is known as female feticide because they think having a girl is an unluck, and it's because you have to spend more money on your girl child. So there is a difference in sex ratio which can affect the population. And then next one is age distribution. So sex ratio is also over. Age distribution. Age distribution, it is a very important thing because our economy of our country is mainly dependent on the young youth generations. So when the age distribution where the youth is very low and old people are high, it is actually what a liability to the our nation or to the society. So age distribution is very important. Age distribution is shown by a pyramid. Age distribution pyramid. So the shape of the pyramid shows the status of the population. So let's see how all can a pyramid have different shapes. I'm just showing some examples. So let's see that. So the first one is an expanding graph. You can see that our population or the age difference is there, but that is still expanding. It is moving on. See, it will move on. So this is an expanding graph, and whereas this is a stable graph because there's only very few. See, over here this much difference, but over here see everything has only minor differences. So this is a stable pyramidal graph, and this is a declining one because it is what do you say? Not in order. It is not either increasing nor decreasing. It's not in order, and that's why it's known as a declining pyramid. So these three are how an examples of how the pyramid, age pyramid would look like. Okay. So now let's see the population growth. So let's define what's population growth. Population growth of a species is not static. It doesn't stay. It's not constant because population is dependent on many factors. So some of the factors are food availability, predation pressure, and adverse weather. What do you mean by food availability? If I told you in the previous case, if a herbivore is like in a place where there is no much plants for it to eat, what would happen? It will start dying. So there would be a decrease in number because there is more competition for food. And to talk about the predation pressure, if there are so many rabbits in a grassland where there is a lot of lions, obviously the lions would chase out the rabbits and have them. So there is a predation pressure. So that is the rabbit becomes the prey, and there is so many, so it has no other way other than surrendering as its prey. So that is predation pressure. And what is adverse weather? The cold extreme or hot extreme conditions, or conditions that the organism cannot adapt. So these can also affect the population growth. So the definition is the size of any that is the population size of any species is not static. That means it's not stable, it changes, and it changes according to the food availability, the predation pressure, and adverse weather. So that is the definition for population growth. And next one is there are some factors that affect population growth. So what are they? That is natality, morality, immigration, and emigration. So what is natality? The number of birth in a given time period is known as natality. So in a year, if there is 10 children, or in an hour, in a day, if 10 children are born, then that is taken as a natality. Then to talk about mortality, what is mortality? That is the number of death in a given time. So that is the number of death in a given time period. Okay? And what's immigration? When some organisms, or when some group of same species of organisms or birds or animals come in and stay in a particular place, that is, they come in and stay. They are like, if you see, let's say in China there are some birds. When there is extreme conditions, they move and come into India, and they are staying in India. So for Indians, they are what? They are immigrants. Okay, they did immigration and they become immigrants. Whereas for Chinese people, or that land of China, they are emigrants, or they have done emigration. They have moved out of their country and came into India. So what's immigration? That is coming in, and emigration is moving out. Okay, so these are some factors that affect population. So these factors and their definitions are important. So you have to learn that. Now let's see. So now we'll discuss about the population growth representation. So population density, or let's write population density. Sorry, population growth, population density. It's represented as, let's see this first. So immigration, what did I say? When they come in, so it is getting added, so that is positive. And what is natality? That is the number of birth in a given period of time. So that is also positive, because natality, giving birth, gives increase in the population. So that's positive. And mortality, the number of death, that is, population is decreasing, or some is removed, so that is negative. And emigration is moving out, so that is also negative. So let's see the representation, or the equation for population density. Before that, immigration is represented as I, population density is represented as N, and mortality is by D, and emigration by E, and natality by B. So let's see the equation. So let's see what's population density. The equation is N. What is N? That is population density is equal to NT. What is NT? That is the population density at the time period T. Okay? And what is B? B is our what? Natality. And I is immigration. What is D? What is D? D is mortality. And E is emigration. So what is this? N is equal to NT, the population density of that time, plus BI, that is what? Natality plus immigration minus what? Mortality plus emigration. So that is what is population density. This is the equation, and we saw the representation also. Now we are moving on to the last topic. So let's see what is that. So the last topic is growth models. The first one is exponential growth. So let's see when it is like this. When the nutrients are available in excess quantity, we say it's an exponential growth. So let's take a situation. Let's say N is the population density, and let's take it as B is the what? Our death rate. Sorry, not a death rate, a birth rate. And D is the death rate. Let's see. dN by dt, that is the population density per unit time is equal to B minus D into N. Okay? So that is our first equation. So let's take B minus D. That is equal to R. What is R? R is intrinsic rate of natural increase. Okay? So that is R. Therefore, what would be right? dN by dt is equal to N into R. See, N is over here, N is over here. And we said this term and this term is equal to R. And therefore, dN is equal to dt is equal to, dN by dt is equal to R into N. So we have a graph to learn over here. So let's see the graph. So this is a graph. This is population growth and this is time period. So this is the graph that we obtain. So now let's discuss all these terms. What is n? N is equal to the population density. I'm sorry. And B is birth rate. D is death rate. Then R is intrinsic rate of natural increase. So we found out a midway equation. Now we have to find out the final equation. So let's write the final equation. That is NT is equal to N0 ERT. So we discussed what is N, we discussed what is R, what is T, etc. So what is E? Let's see. What is say the exponential logarithm base. The base of exponential logarithm is E. Okay, so that is to talk about the exponential growth model. So let's see the next one. Logistical growth, and that is the last point that we have to discuss, and that is the last growth model. So what is that? In the previous session we said, or the previous question was, what is exponential growth? And that is when there is excess of nutrients or excess of resources. But over here the resources are limited. That is, therefore the curve that is obtained, the population curve that is obtained is logistic in nature. Okay? So we know, let's say the condition of aquarium. Over there you have two bottom feeders over there. That is two bottom feeders in the sense two species, so two kinds of bottom feeders. And there is only limited food. It's an aquarium, it's not a sea, it's an aquarium, but it's only very little food. So what would happen? There would be competition for food. So there would be an increase in competition, and out of this competition there might be dying of fishes, there might be, maybe some bad adverse effects on them. So what happens when there is limited, when you live in a limited situation, there's obviously competition. Even in rainforest, there is competition for sunlight by the small plants inside the canopy of many other plants. So competition increases, and that's a major factor. And when growing in a limited resource, or in a situation where there's only limited resource, a population initially goes through a lag. Yeah, the population first has to fight and win to sustain their life. So that's through a lag first. And then what would happen? Then the phases of exponential growth is happening. Then there is a phase of exponential growth and deceleration, and also finally asymptote. So this, I show you the graph of this. So let's see the graph of this logical or logistical growth. So let's see. This is our graph. So what is over here? Population size, and here is time. And this is the capacity. This is our graph. So we have an equation in this. So let's see the equation. So the equation is dn by dt is equal to Rn into k minus n divided by k. So what is this? Let's discuss about all of the terms. So the first one, the n over here, what all are these n? They are the population density at time period t. Okay? And then what is t? That's the time period. What is r? Intrinsic rate of natural growth. And what is this k? K is capacitance. So we have discussed about all points that comes under growth model. Which were the two of them? They were exponential and logistical. So learn the equations and the graph. It is important too. So friends, that's all for today's video. I hope you might have understood it and liked it. If you've understood it and liked it, please give my video a huge thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you're new to it, and share my videos with your other friends. There will be one more part for this chapter, organisms and populations. Keep watching for that. So if you have any queries, please do comment below. So see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.